Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're taking good care of yourself. If you live in Europe like I do, then we are currently undergoing a heat wave, so everything everywhere is really hot. So again, stay hydrated, take care of yourself, and hopefully you will enjoy this reading with me. So before we get started, I just want to mention that lately I've been posting a lot on my Instagram as well, and I really enjoy doing these like smaller readings with shorter messages. So if you're interested in reading shorter like pick a card messages, you can go to my Instagram. I have it linked in my bio, and I try to post every single day, but sometimes I also need a break. So again, if you're interested in that, link is in bio. And for this reading, I wanted to do a love reading. So we are going to look at who you are going to date next. So we're going to have a look at how does this person look like physically, how is like their personality, maybe details about their career, their family, their interests and hobbies, etc. And we're also going to have a look at what the relationship is going to be like. So as usual, we have 3 piles to choose from. So over here we have pile 1 with citrine. We have pile 2 with smoky quartz. And there's pile 3 with cornelian. I have a lot of cards to go through, so pick your pile and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. Let's get into your cards. We're going to have a look at who you will date next. So like I said in the intro, I have a lot of cards and we're just gonna start laying them on the table and we're gonna see what comes through. So you have the 6 of Cups, Strength, the 10 of Cups, then you have the Chariot, the Tower, and the Page of Cups. These are your tarot cards. So right off the bat, something that I'm picking up is your person is definitely someone who is quite successful in their career. They've quite some achievements. I feel like they're not entirely there yet. They're not at like the top of the ladder, but they themselves feel very achieved in their career. So that is just something that I saw right away. Let's see what else we have. You also have hunger. I'm gonna put it here. And then we have workaholic and creation. Yes. You have the man's wish. Oh my god, the man's wish with the 9 of Cups. You have departure. And you have the clovers. Good luck, hope, good news, the wish to act. And I also have the orphan for you as well. So I still have a couple of more cards, but I'm gonna save them for later. So let's have a look at these first. So like I already said, your person feels very successful in their career, in their field of expertise. They are definitely a workaholic. They love to work. They love to obtain success. They love to get achievements. And they are very driven. They have a lot of willpower to achieve what they want to achieve, as well as with the hunger card. They have a hunger for success and for achievements, and that is something that comes through in their career, because that is a very very good and very natural outlet for them, but I'm also seeing that they also have this hunger for a relationship. And it seems like this person has high standards. They're not just going to settle down or date anyone who doesn't meet their standards. So that's also a compliment to you because you meet their standards. And they want someone who challenges them. They don't want someone who just, accepts everything they say and just, they want someone who challenges them intellectually as well as, like, how do I say that? They want to be challenged. Like if they like, for example, ask like, what do you want to do this weekend? And that you'll actually come with recommendations and things that you like. Or if they say, oh, let's go snowboarding this weekend, and you're like, oh, but I would like rather do something else, and you kind of have like a conversation about it. So they want you to feel like a part of the relationship. Like it's not just them making the decisions, because they are someone who takes decisions quickly and easily. Their root chakra is definitely very strong, as well as the sacral chakra, so they could be very successful in business. But this is why they want someone who they can level with. They don't want someone they can just walk over. They need someone to spar with and exchange ideas with. So yeah, when it comes to career specifically, this person could be involved in business. They could be an entrepreneur. They could be their own boss. Definitely see, again, also with the man's wish, he's wearing a suit. They could very much be in a very like masculine driven job or career. But in the workaholic card, we also see paintings. So they could also be a creative who is very driven and has a very clear vision of what they want, because I am seeing this person as practical. So even if they are a creative, they still approach that in a very practical way. So this person could also be a Capricorn, but I'm also seeing, I'm seeing Earth energy. So Capricorn definitely. Maybe like Virgo, Taurus, not so much, but I think Virgo as well. This person just wants to achieve a lot. And you have to know that this is not coming from a place of lack, because that's sometimes possible when people want to like kind of fill a void within them by working a lot. But this person just really has the inner drive to achieve a lot and to have like a lot of success, as well as success in love. And it is possible that this person recently left something behind. They could have left a relationship behind, so they just broke it off with someone, or they could have just left a job and now they're doing something else. And this feels to them, it's kind of like an Eight of Cups energy, where they are moving on from something difficult because it simply wasn't serving their purpose anymore, and now they are in a much better place, especially when it comes to career. But if it is related to relationships as well, they are doing much better than they were in that past relationship of theirs. And I see a lot of acceptance from their part on how things ended, and they realized that was not the right thing for them, and they're doing much better now. There is a plane flying by at this moment, so it could be that they travel a lot, especially by plane, so they could like suffer from jet lags often is also what I'm getting. I'm also getting this person is like a very good at communication. They could work in as some kind of in journalism, like writing is something that they could do, but as well, like I said, other creative arts, like painters, is what I'm getting strongly. So when it comes to how this person looks, I definitely am seeing that this person is very well put together. Like they take very good care and they take pride in their appearance. They just like to look nice. They like to look sharp and very well put together, whether this is a man or a woman who you're interested in, but they care about their appearance and just looking nice and looking neat. They like to dress well. This could be literally like they're wearing a suit or a blazer, they're wearing a nice dress, nice skirt, but this could also be just like well dressed in their ideas, in their whatever they think looks nice and looks neat. It doesn't have to be formal necessarily, but they like to look well put together, so they're always going to coordinate their outfit together. I am getting like very simple color patterns or color palettes, like a monochrome outfit or just like very neutral or earth tones all put together. This doesn't feel like someone who would dress in like very bright and crazy patterns with a lot of different colors. This is more someone who prefers more like a simple attire, but it does look very chic and very well put together. I am getting some kind of florals though, so they might also like to wear florals or other patterns that are inspired by nature, like maybe birds or seashells, trees, whatever, things like that. So I'm going to grab the rest of your cards. So we have Seashell Divination, Wisdom of Shells, and I was getting something with the Creation card that this person might do something with some kind of divination. They might have some psychic abilities. They could be using their psychic abilities through their art, so they're like channeling what they want to paint or what they want to write or even what they want to sing. And they might not even be aware that they're doing it. It could be a very subconscious thing, but they do have the gift of divination, however they use it. They could even use it in their job. Let's say they're working for finances, then they know very well how to listen to their intuition to see like what decision is best to make if they're like in a case of finances, for example. Like that's something that I'm seeing now. This person could really love nature. They love nature. They love like flowers and plants, but they also love the beach. I also have a couple of cards. I haven't used them in a long time. So we have romantic. We have trauma, handy, toxic, and career. Yes, this is definitely a career person. So with the toxic and trauma, again, I feel like that's what I said before, that they went through some kind of event, that a relationship, they broke off or they left a job. They might have moved like a long distance away from where they used to live, maybe from their parents or like their past relationship, and they left all of that behind, and they genuinely really want to work towards something that is healthy. They want a relationship that is healthy and that is balanced, and they are definitely capable of being romantic. That's something that I think they weren't always like that, but after their last relationship or after their last encounter, they realized that that's actually something that they really want. They might not have gotten that from their parents or their caregivers. They could have a strained relationship with their family. Maybe they even lost their parents, and that is why they might have struggled with like some emotional abandonment issues. But again, now they want to move on from that, and they want someone they can connect with on a truly deep level. You also have these cards: healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. And transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. And maybe next time I should just put all the cards on the table, because it is just saying exactly what I've been saying all this time. So let's also focus on what your relationship is going to be like. So like I said, this person is looking for a genuine connection, and I feel like in your relationship there's going to be a lot of healing and a lot of transformation, and definitely from this person's side, because with you they're finally going to experience something that feels genuine, and it feels like real love, and it's no longer conditional. It's no longer toxic. It's no longer that they have to give something in order to get something in return, because I really feel like this person is a giver. In the past, they might have given too much because maybe they have, again, some kind of abandonment issues, and they think, well, if I'm just going to give and give and give, then I won't give people a reason to leave me. But, that's obviously not how it works. So in your relationship together, you are going to transform together. Love conquers and transforms all things. So any difficulties that they might have dealt with, any difficulties you might have dealt with, I feel like those are going to be addressed in this relationship, and it's going to be healed, and it's going to be transformed. There's going to be a lot of romance. There's going to be a lot of love. I'm also seeing a lot of travel for the two of you. A lot of spending time in nature. And again, this person is very career driven, so you might join them or help them with their career. Maybe you start a business together, or maybe they are working in a field that you also really want to work in, so they can help you with that. And I'm just seeing you going on a lot of dates together, and again traveling to a lot of places, maybe even places with spiritual significance, places with a lot of nature around. You might not really be the sightseeing type of person where you go to a city and you tour the whole city. Maybe you prefer to go camping or to go to more remote places, or again, like I said, places of spiritual significance. And I think this person is very much looking for someone to kind of as a guide on that spiritual journey. And maybe you probably have more insights and experiences than them, so they are really looking to you as a guide. I'm also seeing, what I see right now is they have very beautiful thick hair. They could have a lot of hair and thick hair. They could have very long hair. Even whether it's a man or a woman, they could have very long hair. They could have curly hair. But I'm seeing very dark, but also blonde hair. But just there's something very beautiful about their hair. It has a beautiful texture. It has a beautiful shine to it. They could have Leo in their chart, is what I'm seeing. But overall, this person is just looking for for the next chapter in their life, and they want something healthy and something balanced, and they are very much aware of the patterns of their past and how they like were toxic and how certain traumas contributed to those patterns, and they are like totally finally ready to let all of that stay in the past and move on to something healthy and something happy. They already have that in their career, and now they also want that in their relationship. So that's really beautiful. It's a really beautiful energy what I'm getting here. I believe you two will be very happy together. You will help each other like grow and transform. You will support each other. You will love each other. So really, really beautiful reading, pile number one. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next reading. Bye guys! Hello, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. We're going to have a look at who you will date next. I have a lot of cards prepared, so I'm going to do my best to fit them all on the screen. Let's start with the tarot cards. So you have the Eight of Pentacles, there's the Emperor in reverse, and there is the Four of Wands. You also have the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Lots of pentacles. So you could be an earth sign, they could be an earth sign. Doesn't have to be like just your sun sign, because I'm getting like a message that these earth signs could be like scattered throughout yours or your person's birth chart. So it's likely that it isn't immediately obvious that they have like a lot of earth placements. You have Desert Island and Caprice. Let's see. There's energy, comfort, and confidence. Enlightenment, and joy, and quest. Then you have the child, a child or youth, spontaneity, integrity, good company. The mountain, you also have the desert island and you have the mountain. That's interesting. Then you have time and tide. Let's see if I can fit it somewhere. Time and tide. You also have reflection, give each other some space at the moment, trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. New beginning, a new adventure awaits, embrace it and live your dreams passionately. And then I have a couple of cards with just some words on it. So there's Leo, soulmate, we have anxious/nervous, and we have cat lover. Okay, so the first thing that I saw is I was looking at these cards. If you look, there's this beautiful white dove here, and I immediately heard divine timing. So there's definitely divine timing at play in this relationship, which like the soulmate and the enlightenment card definitely confirms that. So it's kind of similar to pile number one. I feel like this person is kind of a workaholic, but this person is using that energy kind of as a way to distract themselves from certain things. What those things are, I'm gonna get into later. But they use their work as an excuse to not have to think about certain things. And so this person, they are abundant. They are quite wealthy is what I'm seeing. They're doing quite good for themselves. They could be some kind of business person, an entrepreneur. They could be like very well respected in their career or in their field of expertise. They could have a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. They could be working at this place for like a long time. Like they have like, I don't know, 20 years of experience, and they are, for example, the most experienced person on the job. So if someone has a question, they're gonna come to them, and that does make your person feel very confident. They feel very confident in their work, in their workplace, in their area of expertise. But again, like I said, they pour themselves into work because there's something that they're trying to ignore. And I'm getting the feeling that that has something to do, that's like related to spirituality. They don't have to be like spiritual or religious, but I'm seeing like there's a spirit guide that keeps like knocking on like their metaphorical door, like, hello, I want to talk about this, you should pay attention to this, and maybe you should stop working and you should start listening to me because I have good news for you, and you really need to pay attention to this because you're ignoring it and we don't want you to do that. And it's like this person puts on a blindfold and like plugs their ears each time they like receive a message from like their spirit team. Is like, no, I'm just going to ignore this. This is not for me. And the message that they need to receive, it's a positive message because it has something to do with like spirituality, enlightenment. I even think it's related to like your relationship together, but I'm going to go deeper into that after this. But it's a positive message, and they're going to be happy to hear this message. But it's kind of like this person is somewhat self-sabotaging them because maybe they struggle with like feeling worthy of like receiving good things, or they might be scared that once they receive something good, then it's only going to be temporary and they're gonna have to return it again. Or maybe like if something good happens to them, then that means that after that something bad is going to happen to them, to kind of like rebalance the scales of karma. But this is a limiting belief of your person. This is not actually true. And that is what their spirit team is trying to tell them. Like, it's a message of comfort, it's a message of joy and of enlightenment. And at this moment, they are isolating themselves as if they're like a mountain or like a desert island, and they feel completely, entirely alone. They feel like, they might even feel like they're stuck in this job. Like they've done this for so long that they don't know what else to do. It could have been a while since they dated someone, so they're kind of out of the loop and they don't really know what's going on with the modern dating of this time, and they are scared to get into it. So instead they just like focus on their job. So they could be kind of stuck in a way and tell themselves, well, I haven't been dating for such a long time, and it would be really hard and would be a real struggle to get back into it, so I'm just not gonna do it. And they might definitely have moments where they're like, that they really want a relationship. They really want their soulmate. And they might even really want to start a family, like with children, but a family as in with animals, or even on a farm could be as well. They want to start something new. They want to create some kind of family, but there are times that they let themselves feel that and desire that, but then eventually they're like, well, maybe it's just not meant for me. And it's just really hard for them to believe that good things can happen to them and that they don't have to pay for it, that it's unconditional. They don't have to do something or like sacrifice something in return for happiness. But that's really the energy that they are stuck in at this moment. So their spirit team is trying to kind of awaken them to this idea of you can have this is in your future. There is a person for you out there, and so they should start believing in it. There is a new beginning for them, and again, they really need to start seeing that. So they could have like some nervous energy around, like I said, around dating, around like romance, around like life with a significant other. And they're slowly opening up to that feeling of joy, and even to like a feeling of like, again, divinity and God is something that they're opening up to. Something specific that I'm seeing is that this person could really love to dance. They could be a really good dancer, but they don't have to be. But they definitely have like a good sense of rhythm. And they just love to dance, but they haven't been doing it a lot recently because they're kind of, you know, down in a rut, and they don't let that joy in, and that happiness. They don't really let it in as much anymore. So again, they're kind of like stuck in a loop, and they just need to be broken out of that, and their spirit team is really helping them with that. When it comes to how they look, I am seeing a couple of things. I'm seeing like someone with dark colored skin, but I'm also definitely seeing someone with like blonde hair, long blonde hair. It could even be someone with a beard, someone without hair. So there is something for everyone here. But it's kind of like I'm seeing two opposites. Like either this person has a dark skin color and dark hair, or this person is very fair with blonde, maybe even red hair. Maybe they even have white hair, and they might have a beard as well. And this person could really enjoy wearing like flowy clothing, or just very comfortable clothing. Something that just, if it fits and it's comfortable, it's good enough for them. And that's really funny, because when it comes to their clothing, they really go with the flow, but when it comes to their rest of their life, they don't really go with the flow. But again, it's something that is within them, and it's going to come out eventually in other areas of their life as well. What I'm also seeing is this person could be like really fit and have a lot of muscles. Whether they're a man or a woman, they could be like really fit, really athletic. Also, I am getting that they're very grounded, but maybe like they're a little too grounded, like a little too practical, a little too realistic. And so they, again, like I said, they struggle with kind of accepting something of like a higher power, like something like a soulmate, something like true love and destiny and things like that. They struggle with accepting that because they're so like their lower chakras, especially their root chakra, is so strong. And this is also why they are so caught up in that work, and why they're really good at their work, because their root chakra is like very strong at this moment. Another thing is what I'm seeing is that they could really love gardening. They could really love spending time in nature. I'm seeing a lot of flowers, a lot of green, a lot of nature that could be significant to them. I'm also seeing the ocean and the beach, or just a body of water could be significant to them. Cat lovers, so they could really love cats, obviously, but I don't think it's just cats. They could have cats, obviously, but maybe they just have like a very an interest in felines, even in big cats. Maybe they've traveled to Africa once, for example, or that's like one of their dreams, that they really want to see the big cats, like lions, and I know that other big cats are in other parts of the world, but I was just thinking about lions and such. What's also funny, again, it's really specific, like I do get that they love water, they love bodies of water, but they don't love being in the water. So They just feel, I mean, it's exactly like cats. Like, they also don't like to get wet. Although your person does like to be like near the ocean or near a lake, but they wouldn't want to submerge themselves in the water. So that's really funny. For zodiac signs, like there's Leo, so they could definitely have Leo in a chart. And that's what I said at the beginning of this reading, right? That it could have a lot of Earth in their chart, but it's not like obvious. It's not like necessarily like their sun or moon sign, but it could like be other. We did have Saturn, so they could have Saturn in an Earth sign. So before I'm going to move on to what your relationship is going to be like together, I do really I feel the need to mention that at this moment, this person really needs some time before they are fully like ready and fully opened up to start a new relationship. They really need some space and they need some time to reflect. And they are starting a new chapter in their life at this moment. And that chapter starts with letting in joy and letting in, like, believing in miracles and believing that love really exists. And after they went through that phase, that's when I see that you will get together. I see that you will, wow, you will be like some kind of angel for them. It's like I'm literally seeing your aura just lighting up. Once they see you, they see this golden light like emanating from you. It's really beautiful. It's really like once they see you, they'll immediately be like, that's my person. I need to date that person. So they're going to see that immediately, and that really makes really sense. That makes sense because if they are not open to the idea of love and the idea of joy, then they're not going to be able to recognize that within you. So that's why they first have to go through this phase of awakening to that feeling, oh, I can feel joy, I can feel love, I'm good enough for that. And that's when you can get together, and again, you will like appear like some kind of angel or like some kind of god, like sharing your energy and sharing your attention with them, and they will be very impressed. They will be very impressed by you. They might become a little bit nervous, but I feel like you inspire a lot of confidence within them, especially because you are interested in them and they admire you. So if you are interested in them, that will really give them a boost in confidence, and they will feel very comfortable with you. Your energies really complement each other. You're really like, it sounds like a cliche, but you really bring out the best in each other. Really, like it's really a beautiful complementary energy. So we do have the soulmate card. Obviously, this is your soulmate, but I even feel like it could be a higher level than soulmate. Just take whatever resonates, like whatever term you resonate with, like soulmate or twin flame, divine counterpart, whatever it is. But this is definitely like someone that you've been with in a past life, maybe even multiple past lives, and you're finding your way back to each other, and you're gonna be a teacher to each other. You're gonna inspire each other, you're gonna support each other. And I feel like especially during the times when you will struggle, when you will go through difficult times in your life, you will really support each other. Whatever happens, like they will be there for you and you will be there for them. I really feel like a very, very strong support system between the two of you. And you could be traveling a lot as well, or going on a lot of ventures, like a lot of dates, just really doing fun things together. I am getting that you're more gonna be a couple who likes to go on like physical dates. So you like go and do something rather than go to a restaurant or watch a movie, but you would like, for example, visit the lake, or you would go hiking, or you would go bungee jumping or whatever. I feel like you're gonna be more interested in that. And especially your person, because that is really going to be an outlet for their energy to do something, to go on a physically active date with you. This person is also going to have a lot of passion for you and for your relationship, and they're definitely seeing something between the two of you for long term. If you are interested in something like that, you could have children together, but you could also, like, again, adopt cats or other animals together. What I'm also getting is that you could start donating to like charities involving like big cats, for example, because that's the energy what I was getting before. So like you're donating to like a sanctuary or like a wildlife park, or like something like, you know how you can also like adopt a dolphin and you get like a bracelet or something. Like something like that. You're gonna do something like that as well. And overall, just I feel like you're going to be very happy and very joyful in this relationship. There's a lot of light energy, and I mean that as in not heavy, but light. It's going to be easy, it's going to be light, it's going to flow, it's going to be comfortable. You are going to be comfortable together. You're going to feel like you can be yourself with each other, which is really beautiful. And it's going to be really, really beautiful to see how this person will evolve from the phase that they are into now to like the person they are when you meet them, but also who they're going to become when you are dating each other. So it's going to be like a really beautiful journey for them. And I'm really happy for you that you're going to meet such a beautiful and kind person, pile number 2. So I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you so much for watching and for letting me do this reading for you. I wish you the best. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching, and maybe I'll see you in the next reading. Bye guys! Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's get started and see who you will date next. So I have a lot of cards to go through, so I'm going to see if I can fit all of them on the screen. And we're going to start with your tarot cards. So you have the 3 of Swords, the 6 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. You also have the King of Cups. Then you have the 6 of Wands again. And the 8 of Cups. Okay. You also have the card Air, breathing deep, entering into life, exchange of life-bringing energies. And I just noticed how these 2 images are pretty similar. You also have Anger. These cards are spilling all over the place. You have Guilt, Rejection, Birth, and Libra. You have the comic. I love this image. It's hilarious. Amazing. Then you have Gnosis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then you also have the Fox with wits, cleverness, intrigue, gossip, a secret opponent. You have the Embrace, so that's the back of this card. It says, embrace. Through each other you find the missing pieces. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. Let's see what it says. It says obsessed. I don't think you can read that, but it says obsessed. I think I can fit them over here. You have text. A dog lover. And the last one is Scorpio. All right. Okay, pile number 3. I'm going to be honest with you. This feels like a very heavy energy. Doesn't have to be negative, but I feel like there is a lot to unpack here. There's a lot of, I don't even know what the word for that is. I wouldn't call it trauma, but there's just a lot of things are processing in this person, but also in this relationship. So the first thing that I saw when I saw these cards, and what I'm feeling as well, is you definitely shared a past life together. That is so extremely strong, because you have this card and you have embrace. It's like I'm seeing your souls just like not wanting to separate from each other. They're in an embrace and they don't want to let go. They don't want to separate. And that still feels very strongly throughout this reading. So just let me see where we're going to start. So the overall thing that I'm seeing is that this person has struggled with a lot of negative emotions like anxiety, anger, guilt, rejection. They might have like a fear of failure as well. And this is like where the heavy energy is coming from. It's like this is really like spiritually significant. Like this is the stuff that you work through to like reach a higher level of enlightenment. This is how you climb up the ladder of enlightenment. This is like really heavy stuff that they're working through, and this does not have to do with you, but this has to do with their life. Like they're so used to perform for success. It's like they're not allowed to fail. Even when they were in school, if they would get a low or a lower grade than what was expected from them, from like their parents or caregivers or school or whatever, like they were punished for it if they didn't perform well enough, and that left a really big mark on them. And I'm like, I want to cry at this moment. It's like it's so heavy. But that's where a lot of the feelings of anger and the fear of rejection comes from, because they don't want to disappoint the people that they love. So they try really hard to not to disappoint them. But if someone has unrealistic expectations of you, like again, it's going to be really hard to succeed and to live up to their expectations. And especially if you're gonna have to do that long term, like over a longer period of time, over the course of years. And that experience, they really carried that into their adult life. Even if people did not have high expectations of them, they still had those high expectations of themselves. So they set like an extremely high and unrealistic standard for themselves. And if they do not meet it, then they punish themselves for it. So they sabotage themselves. and there is like so much anger towards themselves, towards the world, towards the people who made them believe that in the first place. And there's such a extreme fear of rejection, like they could be a perfectionist, which is also where the guilt comes from. Like if they don't do well enough in their eyes, they're gonna feel guilty about it because they didn't perform in the way that they expected of themselves. But again, it's like very unrealistic. It was very unrealistic to expect that of themselves. And like I said, this did come from an experience likely in their childhood or like during their teenage years that made like a very big impression on them, and which they carried into their adult life. And they could still have some resentment towards the people or towards the institutions who gave them those experiences. So I do still feel like they are struggling is not the right word. They're still working through some of that. They're still working through some of their anger towards that. And I think it's always going to be a part of who they are, which is normal, right? It's like our experiences are what shapes us into the people that we are. And no matter what we try, we can't deny what happened to us, but what we can influence how we let that influence us. Like we have the power to let it influence us in like a negative way. So for example, if this person would like stay stuck in this anger and in this anxiety, or they could choose to see it as a lesson and learn from it and grow from it and realize that's not who I want to be, and that's not how I want others to make others feel. So I am going to grow from that. I'm going to become a person who would not do that onto someone else, and I'm not going to stay stuck in that themselves. They're not going to stay stuck in it themselves as well, because I'm hearing that they realize that hurt people. So they realize if they stay in their anger because they were hurt, they're only going to hurt other people as well. And that's what they don't want. So they are really transforming this energy. They're really working through their past traumas. They have already worked through a lot of it, but there's like still, it feels like the tail end that they're still working on. It's just like the last little bit that they're still working through, which is also what the Eight of Cups represents. Like they are choosing to walk away from it because they no longer want it, but they're still in the process of walking away from it, and that takes time. It's not like you flick a switch and it's over. So they're walking away from it, and they are walking towards the Six of Swords. They want to look at themselves and be content and be happy and love themselves for who they are. So they're definitely on a journey of self-love and self-acceptance as well. So they're like transmuting a lot of energy. That's like all the heavy energy that I was feeling. They really realized that this is something that they need to let go of if they want to move forward in their life, not just when it comes to love, but when it comes to life in general. And they really have the drive and the motivation to make this happen. And they're not gonna give up because they want that Six of Wands. They want the victory. And like they want the true victory and not the victory or the success that they were made to believe they should achieve. So this is what your person is currently going through. So they're going kind of through a metamorphosis, like how a caterpillar like transforms into a butterfly. They're really in that state at this moment. So they are taking a step back, but I feel like they're just trying to shift their perspective. They're trying to look at things from a higher perspective. They're spending time alone. They're spending time with friends who really love them for who they are. And they're learning to, like I said, to love themselves, to give to themselves, to take care of themselves. They're learning how to protect their boundaries. And they're really opening up their heart to love, to romantic love, but to love in general, love towards the world, and maybe even love towards God. They could be tapping more into like a spiritual or like a religious interest of them. And yeah, like I said, it's really alchemizing and transforming and transmuting what they're doing. And to me, it feels like they feel like there is some kind of spirit of mischief that's like around them and trying to, it looks like what I'm seeing is that there's again this kind of spirit of mischief that's trying to make them trip, trying to make them fall. And that's what they are trying to get rid of. And it's not like they think that there is a person in their life that's trying to sabotage them, but they actually see it as some kind of trickster spirit, trickster energy that's trying to make them fail. When it comes to zodiac signs, well, we have Scorpio, obviously, but I'm getting basically a little bit of everything. There's Scorpio, there's Libra, there is fire signs as well. So it's like kind of all over the place. This person could also be a creative and they're just overthinking their art a lot. It's like they have a lot of inspiration where they can tap from, but they let that like inner voice, like they let the ego kind of convince them that maybe they're not good enough or they cannot create something that will be good enough. And it's maybe even like the same trickster energy that's trying to convince them that they shouldn't do this because they're not good enough. And again, this is their perspective. This is how they see it. If you would ask me how I'm seeing it, but this really depends on your belief system. But I see it more like a projection of their own negative thoughts. So it's not an external thing, but it just comes across as if it's an external thing. They externalize it. Their negative thoughts, like their anxiety, fear of rejection, not feeling good enough, thinking they're not good enough, low self-worth. And it's like they are just condensing that all into one thing and they externalize it and they think it's like some kind of trickster. That's how they're seeing it. This person also a dog lover, definitely. They could also love wolves, is what I'm getting. Foxes. They could be their spirit animal, like a fox or a wolf. They could also have like maybe in the past they used to have a dog or multiple dogs, and now the spirits of those dogs, after they pass, they are now watching over him, so they're kind of like spirit guides to them, but they're very connected to that. I'm also getting this person is very good at communicating. They love to like text. I see them like texting a lot and talking a lot. They could definitely have some very significant air placement, like a Libra or a Gemini. Aquarius is also possible, but I'm definitely getting Libra and Aquarius. No, Libra and Gemini more. Mercury could be very, the Mercury placement could be very strong. So when it comes to what they look like, their looks, what they are like physically, I'm seeing something about their hair is like loose and flowy. It's like there is a beautiful, like, kind of wavy texture to their hair, or just it just falls naturally without them even trying. Like, it falls perfectly and perfectly frames their face. I'm not getting like extremely long hair, but maybe like shoulder length or a little bit longer for men and women. For men, they might have like a little bit shorter hair, but they have this beautiful flowy hair that like also like flows in the wind, is what I'm seeing. And they are, like I said, they are creative, so they could be very creative with their clothing, with their fashion sense. They might wear pieces of clothing that are kind of unconventional and maybe even trendy at the moment. They might like to follow trends, but they are authentic in their expression. So even if they wear something that's trendy at the moment, they only wear it because they genuinely like it and not because they want to follow a trend, but they kind of make the trend their own. So they add their own twist to it. So like interesting pieces with interesting shapes, colors, or patterns is what I am getting for their clothing. I'm getting that this person, that's not physical, but there's this person really likes to feel like soft things. So I'm getting their bed is like really soft, like maybe satin or like some kind of fluffy material that's like on their bed, on their couch. They just love soft fabric. So they could also incorporate that in their clothing. They might just like to wear like soft clothing or clothing that fit nicely. What I'm also getting for their personality is like I said, they do love dogs, but I think they love all kinds of animals. They love children as well. And I also really want to talk about the comic art. This person is like really funny. They have a very colorful sense of humor, maybe like a really dry or a really expressive, a really like sharp sense of humor. They may be really witty. I think this card also says wits and cleverness, intrigue. So they're definitely intelligent, and their humor is also intelligent. And I'm again getting like really heavy air signs with that. One important thing that this person learned when it comes to love is that, like, that's what this card says. When it comes to matters of the heart, there's no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. And again, that's related to love, that's related to everything in their life. And I think that's what I said in this reading as well, right? Like, they don't let their bad experiences from the past, they don't let that negatively influence them, but instead like it expands their understanding and shifts their perspective, and they choose to see it from like a more positive perspective, which is really beautiful. So let's now get more into what your relationship is going to be like. And like what I said at first, what I still feel very strongly is that you had past lives together, and your souls are like intertwined. It's almost like you need each other for air, like you're so closely connected. I think you'll really love embracing each other and just physical touch, being near each other, holding hands, sitting close together, putting like an arm around someone's shoulder or around their back is something that you're really going to love doing. Like both of you, they really love physical touch. I'm getting that they're passionate, they're romantic, but they're especially passionate, and they have a lot of passionate energy, and they also have a lot of sexual energy. So they're gonna want to like try a couple of things with you. And I'm getting, again, a lot of humor in your relationship. You're gonna have the same sense of humor. You're gonna have the same, basically, as if you share like the same last two brain cells is what I'm getting. Like you think in the same way. You make jokes in the same way. It's like I'm seeing like this scene of you're out and you're walking together, and then something happens or someone passes by, and then you both share a look and you know exactly what you're thinking, and then you start laughing because it's like you can almost read each other's mind. You know exactly what each other are thinking, and you're really going to be on the same wavelength as each other. And I'm again getting like something colorful. So you two could have just very colorful personalities, maybe like eccentric, dramatic, theatrical. It could be in your clothes as well. It could be in the environment you live in, like in your home. It could be that I'm also like seeing concerts and festivals, and you just like to be in places where there's a lot of color, like in a field of flowers, somewhere in nature. But you also could be like one or both of you like into painting, like using colors for your art, like something with visuals. And it's very pleasing to the eye. It's very pleasing. Or maybe like one of you is doing that for like their job or something, or it's like a very big passion for them, and the other one is helping them, or like being a source of inspiration, like being the muse, and the one helps the other with like their artistic, colorful endeavor. I'm getting this relationship is going to be very balanced. And I think you both have a very similar perspective on the world. Also, when it comes to like, there's no right or wrong. It just depends on how you see it. You could like take something that happens as a negative, but you can also see it as a chance to grow and to learn and to expand. And then the next time you're like not gonna make that mistake, or you're gonna make a different decision, or you're gonna be able to help someone, and you both have like the same idea and the same perspective on this. I'm getting that both of you are like really helpful people, like really kind, but not in an overgiving kind of way. Like you give unconditionally to people, but there is a limit, right? There is a boundary. So I am getting that both of you do have healthy boundaries. You don't give too much of yourself away just in order to please someone, which I think that's something that this person used to struggle with. But again, by the time that you're dating each other, that's no longer an issue for them. So while you're dating them, I'm also getting that if you're like not physically together, then this person is going to be texting you a lot. So if you're in two different places, maybe you're both at work and they just keep texting you. That's what I'm getting with like, they're kind of obsessed, but in like a healthy kind of way. They're obsessed with you because they want to be with you, but it's not like obsessive, possessive in that type of way. It's really like, oh, I just want to spend time with you and I want to know what you're doing, and they just want to be physically near you. But then if you're not, the next best thing is to like be texting you like all the time. And this person also envisions a future with you. They could want to adopt dogs with you together. They could want to start a family, like have children or adopt children as well. They do really care about children. So I'm also getting like some kind that they're involved in some kind of charity, like UNICEF, for example, donating to charities related to helping children all over the world. They might actually be involved in such a charity physically, so they're not just like donating, but they're actually getting involved personally. and they really want to make the world a better place for like the next generation, because they carried so much hurt from their past that they want to create a world where that doesn't happen, or doesn't happen. I mean, it's not really realistic to say that it does not ever happen again, but they do strive to like make a world, even if they would help one person, it would be like big enough of a difference for them. So even if it's like one person that they can help, that's already enough. And if they can make the world a better place for even one person, that's what I'm trying to say, then that will be enough for them. And I'm just seeing you're going to be spending a lot of time together. I'm getting there's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of... yeah, just... I'm sorry I can't make any more of it. Like, I see a lot of talking, spending time together, working on a creative project together, working on building a better world together is what I'm getting. And I think both of you are very inclusive people, so you're gonna have a lot of, like, either a lot of friends, but especially a lot of good friends, like people you can trust, and you'll likely have a common friend group. So it's not like they're gonna have their friends and you're gonna have yours. I feel like you're gonna share a lot of the same friends. It's like you're a unit. So if someone is a friend of this person, then they're automatically a friend of yours. It's really funny. This is a very fair person. Like, they really care about fairness and about justice. So they would never do something that they think is wrong. And that, of course, really depends per person, but I'm just getting that, like, they're loyal. They would not ever cheat because they think cheating is very wrong, but they just really care about not necessarily rules or laws, although that's also like important, but it's more what they think is right and think is wrong. Like, again, they care about children and they care about people and they want what's best for people, and they would not ever do anything that they think is wrong. I think they also wouldn't lie. They don't like to lie. They don't want to like cheat, like within a relationship, but also if you're like, playing a game, they wouldn't cheat the game. They want to win fair and square, They don't like that. They don't like cheating or going behind someone's back. They don't like lying. And I think I already said that. You're going to be just so balanced in this relationship. It's like you're exchanging air, something like that. Like, you're keeping each other afloat, something like that. You're keeping each other alive. It's really beautiful. I am seeing like the infinity symbol, and also the yin yang symbol. So peace, harmony, balance, divine feminine, divine masculine. And I just feel like this is overall, there's not going to be a lot of like big arguments or struggles. There's not going to be a lot of heavy energy. I don't think there's going to be heavy energy at all, although that's definitely what this person used to carry with them. But as you're dating them, they don't bring that into the relationship. They use it kind of as a foundation to build their life upon, but they're not carrying their past into the relationship, which is really mature of them. I think they really did their work. They did their healing work. They did their shadow work. So that's really beautiful. And I think you're going to be very happy with this person. You're also going to be very attracted to this person. Something else I'm seeing is that they could have like a dark complexion, or like dark hair, or dark eyes, or a very intense stare, like an intense gaze. And they could come across as like their energy is intimidating, it's strong, it's heavy, but it's because of everything that they went through. and everything that they like transmuted. That's why their energy is so intense. But I feel like you're going to feel really drawn by that. So this was a really beautiful reading, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're doing well. I wish you the best, and hopefully I'll see you in my next reading. Bye guys!